Sí, Catherine, un animal gris y grande y que come hierba. ¿Qué animal es Wilson? Ah, ven aquí. El elefante. Muy bien. Ok, amigos. Adiós, amigos. Adiós, amigos. Adiós, adiós, adiós. Adiós, amigos. Adiós, amigos. Adiós, adiós, adiós. Okay, so well, this was kind of a simplified, like a simplification of my lesson. Of course, we went through more questions and we repeated and we show. I have pictures, like flashcards. They could play around and show each other. But basically, we played a lot of the heads together, and after that, we play guess what animal it is. And so the next class, they created their books. We went over the vocabulary again. They're basically trying to learn more about their own animal. What do they eat and do and describe their own animal. But I'm going to be explaining a little bit about my lesson. Since I teach lower school kids, I try to make very interesting and I use their fantasy and their creativity. So I like to create stories like the one that I created, La Fiesta del Señor León. And I believe that at this age, they can learn without the needing of translation. And I agree with that it should use some comprehension and some communication. I agree that native language can interfere with the target language. So I try to avoid, I'm not very like radical. I do use when necessary, but I try to avoid using the native language. I always use comprehensive input first. That's basically comprehensive input, and also a little bit of the direct method because they do also use a lot of visual aids and stories and dialogues. The lesson plan, I do use a lot of visual aids, so I always use visual aids. When possible, I use real props, and I presently a lot of vocabulary. I don't present too much of a sentence structure. I, I'm always used to use a lot of vocabulary, but after reading about all the methods, I do believe it's important to teach some of the structures so they don't learn only the words separately. They can start making sentences and putting those words and sentences together. So in this case, I'm kind of going with the outer lingual too. Uh, I believe in fun and interactions. So the students do interact, first asking and answering questions posed by me. They may answer the question first, ¿Cuál es tu animal favorito? And then they will ask each other the question. Or maybe do some kind of a drill, but also do the cooperative learning, stand up, pair up, and ask a question. Or we do a lot of heads together too. I always start my lessons with a song and I finish with a song. And I think that really make the class more. So I use a lot of songs. I believe that the class is more fun and relaxed, but they also retain better with the songs. And yeah, as I was saying before, I do believe that comprehension is the first step, is the most important. I use a lot of TPR, a lot of comprehensible input. They sing, they mimic the animal songs. But I've been trying also to use a little bit more of the communication. So they created a book, they ask each other questions, they sat in a circle and they present their books. They took the books home and read the books to their parents, and that allowing them to start a little bit with the communication process too. My assessments basically by observing them, asking them questions, they read their books, to correct sometimes their pronunciation, but just like by repeating the right pronunciation, I do not make a big deal out of it. And here I'm more concerned with the process of learning and getting better than with being perfect. Here's after they finish writing their books, the first part where they're describing the animals, talking about their colors, what do they eat, and basic things. And they were They sat down in a circle and they told their stories to each other, and they read the book. They had a lot of fun. And the second part of this, they will be learning about where do they live and talking a little about their body parts and what do they like to do. Then they will be comparing themselves and the animals. They will finish by writing a book called Yo y mi animal. And there I will introduce the nosotros, and the culture will be included when we're comparing the countries where the animals lives. And we can also, I'm also going to present some videos of children in different countries and the games that they like to play in these different countries. So basically, my lesson is a mixture of a lot of different methods, but I do believe first in comprehension, second in communication, and really at this point, I'm not worried about grammar, but by then, like by doing, they are learning by doing, by listening, by singing, and by having fun. Thank you. Oh, I do want to apologize for some of the mistakes I made on the video, the previous video that I made with the animals. I know that penguins do not eat corn and the wolves do not eat jellyfish. It's just that I was getting so I had to record the same presentation 3 times and I end up getting too tired and confused at the end. Thank you.